So what are some major updates that you can do to sell your house faster, get better offers, make more money with ease? I'm going to share what NAR shows on their website, and I'll share with you my honest feedback on that with my own sort of opinion from my experience. I've been selling for about 16 years now, and you can see this here. So it says the report showed the following cost recovery at resale for exterior projects. Number one, roofing, 100% of value recovered at resale. To me, I think that this number is they just made it up, because there's no ways to quantify this. Depending on the current roof condition, in my opinion, let's say if the roof is like all falling away, it's about to like leak, or it already had a bunch of leaks and the shingles are all worn out, it's gonna just die. The roof is gonna die tomorrow. Yes, you can actually get more than 100%. Let's say a single family home, 1,500 square feet in Portland, Oregon, you spend about what nowadays $15,000. You are more likely get more than that, more than 15,000, and then you may get an additional 10, 20,000 on top of that, because especially the first-time homes, the first-time home buyers, they don't have a lot of budget. When they see a roof that is about to die, they're not going to make an offer. But if you see a brand new roof on a just mediocre, average condition home, first-time buyers love that, because they think, well, at least the most expensive item has been taken care of. I can fix the rest while I'm living in the house. So to me, roofing can range anywhere between 80% to like 200%. It all depends on the current roof condition. Now, if the house is like 4,000, 5,000 square foot home, large home, and you're expecting maybe the current roof age is like 15, 20 years old, and you're going to put a new roof, that's going to cost you about 40, 50, maybe $60,000. In my opinion, that's not worth it, especially if it's like a decent condition, like visually when they see. When somebody goes on top and they find these like issues, then that could be a different story. But the buyers make an offer based on visual inspection before they hire the inspection, right? So how do you attract the offer? So if the exterior look like, well, it's a decent condition, it's not a brand new roof, spending that doesn't make sense. I would rather give some kind of credit to the buyers if I'm representing the seller, and say, hey, here's some credit, and you can do some repairs, and you can add on to it when you want to put a new roof. But we think that it's going to last 5, 7 more years. I mean, nobody knows, to be honest with you, because I've seen like 15-year-old roof leaking really badly because of the bad installation. I've seen brand new roof installed completely wrong. We had to hire the inspection again to fix that. I've seen like 30-year-old roof, like 3-layer, not leaking for another 10 years. So nobody knows this, but I'm just talking about this general idea, how I would advise the seller when they're trying to sell the property. I mean, that's the whole point of this talk, right? Now, number 2, garage door 100%. Again, if the garage door is like from let's say 95, it's working fine, it just put some new paint, it opens well, why would you change it? I would just repaint it. So this is another sort of made up number. But then if the house is from like 1950s, the garage door doesn't open that well because it's a wooden door, the paint is peeling, and you gotta like, you almost get hurt your back to try to open that garage door. In that case, I think you can actually get more than 100%. There was another article, it might be from NAR too, but there was another article that says 180% return on garage door. So just make sure to assess your current garage door condition, and just put the buyer's hat on and say, if I'm buying this house, would I love if there's a brand new garage door? And you have to look at the cost. And so if it's like like I say, if almost like not working, yes, put a brand new garage door. That's gonna be good. If not, don't. Now number 3, fiber cement siding, 86%. To me, this is, I mean, how can you quantify 86? So dumb. So fiber cement, they're like a, you know, hardy plank kind of sidings. If you have siding that's all rotted up, there was one house last year that had such a bad siding condition. That house probably could have used new siding, but then it would have cost the owner about $50,000. We actually, I represented the buyer at the time, and we got a lot of credit because of it. And I'm not sure what the buyers have done after they bought it, but yeah, that's a tricky one. I haven't seen that many times that house actually needed the full needed to be fully resided. Needed full residing. I'm not making a lot of sense. A house that needed a brand new sidings. I haven't seen that many. Maybe few. So most of the times, if it's like wood siding, cedar siding, or even old like a, you know, cracked hardy plank siding, repairing and repainting might be enough. To me, that is not something you should spend money on. It's very expensive and you're not going to get the money back. And then, you know, number 3 and number 8, what's the point to spend that money and you actually lose money? For example, vinyl siding. If you put in $20,000, you're going to get back what? Close to 18, like 30-40%. You're going to lose about $4,000. Why would you do it? Doesn't make any sense. The only time it will make sense is if you're going to live there and enjoy the house for the next 3, 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Then yes. See, that's where the value should go in. There's no way, like I said, to... Who wrote this, by the way? It's just so dumb. And anyways, I'm not sure what I'm covering this so that don't listen to some of these articles line by line. Have more realistic approach and get your local realtor's opinion, because they are gonna know. They're gonna know whether you're gonna get this back or not. Okay? If somebody call me in Portland, Oregon, I'll say don't do it. You're gonna waste money. That's what I'll tell them. Instead of doing that, I would say do this. I have another list here, which I made my own. It doesn't have that stupid percentages. You basically make the exterior nice and tidy, such as removing any unwanted weeds or plants in your yard, trim big bushes and trees if they block any windows, make the house look smaller. I mean, those big trees make the house look smaller. So if you trim those down, house will look much bigger from the street. Add a splash of color with planters and flowers. Add new bark dust. Put in new light bulbs outside and put away trash cans. Yeah, I mean, you will see some front photos with the trash cans nicely, prominently displayed in front of the house. That's not a good move there. Same thing with when the buyers drive in to check out your house, right? They make an appointment with their buyer's agent. Nowadays, they have to sign, right? They show up at the house, and then they look, and then there's a trash can, bunch of stuff, and it doesn't look that good. I had many buyers. Shawn, let's just go to the next house. I don't want to see it. So you just lost one potential buyer there. So curb appeal, make the house look very nice in the front, and make it so that people will want to go in. You know, when you see nice flower, nice trimmed yard, a nice paint color, to make sure the roof isn't like completely dead. Nice front door with nice color, nicely like lit, especially like springtime and fall and winter time. When buyers want to go see a house at 7 p.m., it's dark. And I've walked into so many homes that the lights didn't work inside. So I'm now used to taking my big flashlight, a really bright flashlight, so we can at least like be safe at least, and kind of see the backyard with a big flashlight, so it kind of show them how big the backyard is. But this is very basic in my opinion. If you're going to show a house and sell a house during the winter time, make sure to have a nice lighting in front. because that's like common courtesy almost. It's almost like safety issue in some cases. So these are the things that I will focus on rather than those percentages of these updates, whatnot. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, I mean, for example, like big trees in the front of the house. You see this a lot in Lake Oswego. There's tall trees because it's very woods. It used to be forest in the back. People start building houses there. When you have like a huge, those Douglas fir, like 50 feet tall and like huge trunk in front of a house, it doesn't sell well. I mean, you can't get rid of it because you have to follow the local rules to remove the trees and everything. But you know, the needles falling, the branches falling, it's a safety hazard, and sometimes roots will get into the foundation and crack the foundation. I've seen that a few times. So when you see a big old, like a huge tree in front of the house, it makes house super small. So trim that down as much as you can. Bushes. I like the bark dust. I like the paint. I really like the just fresh coat of paint on the front door, garage door. And then the inside. Let's talk about briefly inside. When they walk into the house, they need to feel like it's their home in the first 10 to 15 seconds. A lot of times what make or break is smell too. And, you know, visual look, lights and everything. There was one house in Cedar Mill that I was representing a buyer, and we walked in, and well, before we walked in, there was a buyer who went in, so we waited outside, we were chatting, getting sunlight, and the buyer and agent just leave like after like 90 seconds. I'm like, whoa, that was quick. I guess they didn't like the house. If they liked the house, they're gonna stay there for 10, 15, 20 minutes, right? They just leave. I'm like, maybe something, there's like bad layout or, you know, whatever. So we walk in, and I did smell something, and it smelled like old refrigerator, like turned off, and it smells kind of bad, kind of like that, but it wasn't that prominent. So we checked out the house, and it was a nice house actually. My buyer ended up buying that house at the end, but what it turned out to be was it was a Korean family who probably left some like side dishes, which is kimchi. Now kimchi smells okay, but it gets bad when the house is vacant for about a month or 2 months, and then the residual smell becomes trapped inside of the house. During the summer day, hot day, it becomes really funky, and that's what happened. And so it smells like somebody farted in the house or some dead animals in the house, because it's, you know, it's brewing, right? Kimchi smell brews. And now if that owner, I'm thinking they probably left the state, so they didn't have any option to like open up windows or, you know, but in my opinion, that needed to be mitigated, especially during the summertime. You need to open up the window or maybe put some incense in there and everything. But then one of those plug-in ones, I'm not a big fan of, because it makes you think that what kind of smell are they trying to hide. Actually, one of my buyers, Natalie, she said that what smell are they trying to hide? So but yeah, going back to that, I like smell. So when they walk in, first 10-15 seconds, you need to grab their emotional sort of, they need to get, you know, emotionally attached. And nice smell, clean smell, nice bright lighting inside, open feel. That basically, they're going to decide to buy the house subconsciously in that 10-15 seconds. So I think my battery is about to die. I'll end the video here, but if you have any questions about the house prepping, especially outside and inside, if you want to know more about it, feel free to like leave comment so I can, you know, answer. And if you're looking for like a listing agent anywhere in the United States, I can do some research and find you the best realtor, in my opinion, based on how I would find my own listing agent if I wasn't an agent. But remember this, I've been selling for 16 years, so I know a thing or two. Give me a call. I'll be happy to do some research and find you the best listing agent who's going to make your sale as easy as possible and get you the most money. It's not a guarantee, but it's a probability. It's a you know, so kind of like that, you know, that listing. I'm not gonna say who that agent. I actually don't know the agent, but that agent, if she walked in there and then this